I'm Ravi Sarathy, Professor of International Business and Strategy and the Academic Director of the Bachelor of Science in International Business, the BSIB degree program. What is interesting about the Bachelor of Science in International Business BSIB degree is that it's completely separate from the Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. We ask all students to participate in international residencies. So a condition of graduation of this international business degree program is that you must spend time in a foreign environment because that way you get a chance to understand what it is like to live and bridge cultures, to live with additional languages, to live in a different society with different standards of living, different governmental system. The Bachelor of Science in International Business degree program has 4 required courses. You must take the first course, which is a broad introduction to the environment of international business, where you learn about culture, about economic development differences, about government approaches to growth, economic growth. The second course is managing international business, and so there you study specific issues surrounding international business, such as managing currency fluctuations, finding markets to sell to, whether through exports or actual investment in those countries. You also learn about how to do international business in emerging markets, countries that are significantly lower standard of living, and that creates a big difference for companies, both in terms of what people can afford, but also what kinds of products you should be making and selling there, what that means for manufacturing in those countries, productivity levels, wage levels, etc. We devote a whole course, required course, to cultural understanding. You learn about how to analyze culture, what are some major cultural differences as you go from North America to Europe to South America to Asia. You learn about how to create multicultural teams, how to bridge cultural differences, and essentially how to develop cultural agility. And finally, we focus on global strategy. How do you pull it all together? How do you think long-term about international business? How do you think about competing or cooperating with multinationals from around the world? How do you create global teams? You could work for a large multinational corporation, you could work for NGOs, you could work in startups, many technology startups. Think of the world as their market. The international business world is changing dramatically. The geopolitical changes, such as the relationships between the US and Europe, between the US and China. The world is moving steadily to a global regime where more and more countries are serious about controlling carbon emissions. In the classroom, we talk about these issues. How do you make globalization work, but at the same time help people who are being left behind so that they're not hurt by globalization? So I think international business is a very powerful, almost unstoppable force in the global economy. So it opens your mind because you start working with people from around the world and you begin to see how smart people can be everywhere and how much fun it is to work with people everywhere. And I think so that's another great opportunity, that it makes for much greater understanding and much greater acceptance of differences.